So, I've been asking ChatGPT questions recently. How it would go about capturing the xenomorph, how it would go about capturing the Predator from the film Predator, what it would do if it was Skynet, how it would handle the situation from Skynet's point of view. But today I thought I'd ask something a little bit different again. So I asked ChatGPT. This is assuming Dracula was still alive and didn't die in the book. So I've already given it away, Anna, but I asked ChatGPT how it would go about capturing Dracula if he was alive in the 21st century. Because obviously, ChatGPT wasn't around, in like the Victorian age when Dracula's set, so that's why I added that little bit to it. Anyway, so here we go. Capturing Dracula for research in the 21st century. Dracula, the most infamous vampire in history, has survived into the 21st century and still resides in his ancient castle in Transylvania. Unlike modern vampires, who may blend into urban environments, Dracula remains in his traditional stronghold, a Gothic fortress that's as much a part of him as his vampire nature. Capturing a being as powerful and ancient as Dracula requires a deep understanding of his strengths, weaknesses, and his long-term history. This isn't a simple hunt. It's a calculated operation taking into account centuries of myth, legend, and known encounters. Phase 1. Intelligence and preparation. 1. Research and study of historical accounts. Historical texts from the 19th century, notably Bram Stoker's Dracula, provide a valuable insight. Although a work of fiction, the novel was inspired by real folklore encounters mixed with historical embellishments. Stoker's account details Dracula's powers and weaknesses, including his ability to transform into mist, wolves, and bats, as well as his dependence on the soil of his homeland for strength. 1 second. Itchy head. I know that's not very professional, but I'm not a professional YouTuber, so I don't care. Van Helsing's journal. If any written or preserved material from Van Helsing or his associates exists, we would study it intensely. Van Helsing's knowledge of vampire lore, his methods of combating Dracula, and his insight into Dracula's psyche would be invaluable. We'd also gather more recent evidence from any possible sightings of Dracula over the last century, tracking his movement and understanding how much he has adapted or not adapted to the modern world. 2. Understanding Dracula's abilities. Dracula's shape-shifting abilities mean that we need to account for the possibility of him escaping as mist or taking the form of animals. Silver-lined containment units and UV light traps would be necessary to keep him from slipping through our fingers. He is weakened during the day, but not powerless, so capturing him during daylight hours gives us a strategic advantage. However, we need to be prepared for his mind control abilities, which can affect even the strongest-willed individuals. While Dracula is significantly more powerful than most modern vampires, his reliance on his native soil, his fear of religious symbols, and his vulnerability to holy water, silver, and sunlight remain a crucial factor to exploit. Phase 2. Building the team and equipment. 1. Specialised capture team. The team would consist of experts in vampire lore, tactical combat, and paranormal containment. Each member would be equipped with UV light projectors, silver weapons, and holy relics to counter Dracula's powers. In addition, the team would need psychological defences, strong-minded individuals trained in resisting hypnosis and mind control, since Dracula is infamous for bending weaker-willed people to his will. 2. Equipment and tools. UV grenades. These grenades would be designed to release a burst of intense ultraviolet light, which we know from historical texts and modern experiments is highly effective against vampires during burning their skin and preventing transformation. Silver-infused netting used to physically restrain Dracula. This netting would be designed to prevent him from transforming into mist or escaping. The silver would continuously weaken him upon contact. Modified containment unit. A silver-lined UV-lit coffin designed to neutralize all of Dracula's powers. It would also have an intense mist filter to prevent him from escaping through shape-shifting. Once inside the coffin would be hermetically sealed, with his native Transylvanian soil tricking him into a dormant state. Phase 3. The capture plan. Infiltrating the castle. Drone reconnaissance. Modern drones equipped with UV lights and cameras would be used to scout Dracula's castle, identifying any hidden passageways, traps, or defense measures. Dracula's centuries of experience would have made him paranoid and well defended, so knowing the layout is key. Stealth entry. Since Dracula is most active at night, we'd approach the castle during the early morning hours when he is weakest. The team would enter through one of the less obvious entrances, likely the catacombs or sewer systems, to avoid alerting him prematurely. We would use silent entry gear to move undetected, avoiding any enchanted or cursed protections Dracula may have set up over the centuries. Neutralizing Dracula's strengths. UV saturation. The castle's interior would be flooded with UV light projectors installed in key locations around his sleeping chamber. These projectors would be set to go off once he's spotted or forced into retreat. Holy relics. Sacred objects, crucifixes, holy water, and even consecrated ground, earth from a church, will be scattered throughout the castle, especially near his native soil caches. By removing or neutralizing his access to the soil caches, we weaken him further. Psychic countermeasures. Dracula's ability to control minds would be anticipated. Team members would be equipped with noise-cancelling ear devices playing infrasonic frequencies to block out his hypersonic influence. Additionally, the use of mirrors around the team would confuse or disorientate him, as vampires do not cast reflections. 3. Confrontation. 1 second. Just that. Dracula's formidable combat abilities would be his last line of defense. We would bait him into revealing himself by staging a fake victim, someone who he views as weak and easy prey. Once he attacks, the UV grenades would be triggered, weakening him substantially and forcing him into direct confrontation. Close quarter combat. Dracula is physically powerful, but the team would engage him with silver weapons, swords, spears, daggers. Since direct sunlight isn't available deep within the castle, these weapons would ensure that any blow weakens him further. Once incapacitated, Dracula would be entangled in the silver-infused netting. This net, along with continuous UV exposure, would make it impossible for him to escape via transformation or hypnosis. Phase 4. Containment and transport. 1. Neutralization and containment. After Dracula is sufficiently weakened and subdued, he would be placed in the UV-lit silver-lined containment coffin filled with sterilized soil from Transylvania. This would trick his body into remaining in a dormant state while keeping him from regaining strength. The coffin itself would be equipped with motion sensors and temperature monitors, ensuring that Dracula doesn't awaken prematurely. It would also be It would also be hermetically sealed to prevent the escape of any mist. 2. Transport to secure facilities. Transport would be via an underground rail system, keeping Dracula away from prying eyes and minimising the risk of escape. The route would be monitored with UV traps and silver-coated tunnels, ensuring Dracula's continued containment. The final destination would be a high-security research facility deep underground. Were vampire specialists, biologists, and paranormal experts would begin to study Dracula's psychology and physiology. Phase 5. Research and long-term containment. 1. Biological research. Dracula's immortality, regenerative abilities, and psychological defences would be of immense interest to our research. Our research would focus on how Dracula's body sustains itself on human blood, and how its regenerative abilities might be applied to human medical science. How his regenerative abilities might be applied to human medical science practically in terms of anti-aging and healing technology. Vampirism itself will be a subject of study. How it is transmitted, whether the condition can be replicated, or whether it can be cured with modern science. 2. Psychological and sociological study. Dracula has lived through centuries, if not millennia. His knowledge of human history, warfare, politics, and supernatural events could provide insight that are lost to modern historians. His mental resilience, despite his isolation and vampiric nature, could reveal a wealth of information about psychological endurance and adaptation over the centuries. Additionally, we would study his mind control abilities, hoping to understand the mechanics behind how he can bend human will to his own desire. Conclusion. Capturing Dracula alive is not an easy task, but is possible with the right combination of modern technology, ancient knowledge, and tactical precision. By using his known weaknesses, UV light, silver holy relics, and manipulating his natural tendencies, we can neutralize the centuries-old vampire and bring him into containment for study. The knowledge gained from Dracula could revolutionize everything from medicine to psychology, making this mission not just about capturing a creature of myth, but unlocking secrets that could benefit humanity. Sorry, the cat's trying to push her way up. Bubbles. Bloody pest. Anyway, please tell me what you thought of this video. I'm sorry I fluffed some of the lines. She won't leave me alone. Will you? Sorry about that. So yeah, I've got wind today, sorry. Please tell me what you thought of the video anyway, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did and you think it deserves a thumbs up, even though I did fluff some of the lines and I did have an itchy face at some points, then, you know, if you think it deserves a thumbs up, then please, you know, do give it a thumbs up. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to ask a question now at the end of this one. I've done a few videos like this, but if you want to suggest who I should ask ChatGPT about next, then make a suggestion in the comments section. But I am actually thinking about doing werewolves next time. I can't think off the top of my head of a famous werewolf, but if you can think of one, tell me. And I'll either do a werewolf or I'll do Frankenstein's monster. I haven't decided which. So if you have a preference between those two, tell me. Or if you have another suggestion, then make that suggestion. And if other people think that your suggestion is good, then if they give it a thumbs up and it gets over 50 thumbs up, I'm being a little bit ambitious there maybe, but if it gets over 50 thumbs up, then maybe I will do that one instead. But other than that, anyway, thanks for watching and bye for now. Bye. Cock-a-doodle-doo.